YouTube Live stream from the Roadtrek Rally 50th anniversary. We got a couple of special people here today. They're going to do a lot of the talking. I'm just showing this guy's the real VIP. Let me spin this around. Thanks for joining the live, and here we go. There he goes.
Scott, so let me introduce, this is, call him California Dave Martinez, lives in California. Mike Williams, they call me Canada Mike. And a friend that we don't even really know each other, but he has been a friend who was my former boss that I don't think we ever shared some time with.
No, because there was a couple layers
between you and
me.
But this is Jeff Hannemeyer. His father was Jack Hannemeyer.
All right.
The cool thing is his,
I thought you were gonna...
his father started this business in 1974, would that
Right.
be correct?
Not quite started it. He got involved when it was only 6 months old. Two-man operation. He wanted an RV for personal use, but didn't want to drive a big motorhome or tow a travel trailer. So he decided to look at camper vans, but found there's nothing designed very well. So he designed one himself and then brought it to this small company and had it built. And then he liked the vehicle so much that he bought the company.
And the company he named it back then was at Home and Park, yes?
It was called Home and Park Vehicles Limited was the original name of the company.
Yes. That's 50 years ago.
50 years
Celebrating
ago.
our 50th anniversary.
Yeah, I was 10 years old.
And then you basically pioneered
Okay,
it.
no, I was 2 years old.
Oh yeah, okay.
I was 10 years old, I'm 60 now.
Wow, you
You look good.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a healthy living.
Now you took it over, you basically took it over, started pioneering that. And
After 4 years of involvement just in the summers, then in the fall of 1985, instead of going back to school and not having much to do with the company during the school year, I continued to come into the office every day. So I worked about 20 hours a week while going to school full time. And then at that point, my father said, well, if you're here every day, you can run it. And he made me president. He said, you can lead the show.
And you did well.
Yeah.
I love the product innovational stuff. Now this here.
This is the newest model, right?
No.
Yeah, don't say that, because everybody still asks me, when am I getting back the 210 Popular?
What are we looking at? We're going to pop in here real quick too. So what are we looking at?
This is a 210 Popular, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is a 210 Popular. This is actually the last custom designed vehicle that my father designed. 2006 model.
Sure.
The 2006 model. He was 79 years old at the time, so unfortunately he lost his driver's license when he was 80, so he didn't get a chance to use it very much. He put on less than 10,000 kilometers, but I started using it after that, and I've kept the vehicle then since then.
And it's pristine. I just seen it inside.
Yeah,
Pristine.
can we pop inside?
Perfect. One fun fact I want to ask though, because I heard this rumor. Was your father the inventor of the milk bag?
Not the inventor. He was the one who brought milk bagging technology from Europe to North America.
And they still, so when I was a kid, we used to get our milk delivered in a 4-pack of bags, and then you had a plastic jug.
Right.
I think I gave my age away, but that's a long time ago. That's how it happened. Then I heard that your father had a big part of that.
Yeah, he's the one who brought the technology to North America. It is still common in Eastern Canada and in some of the states close to Eastern Canada, but you don't find it elsewhere in North America. And the reason is, at the time, there was 3 different types of packaging. There was jugs, cartons, and bottles. And even though his technology was more precise at filling, that you could, if you're selling a quart, you could fill it within 1% of a quart. The other technology at the time, you had to overfill by about 5% to make sure people got a quart. And he could prove that the amount of milk you on a 4. So he was unsuccessful.
Today in Ontario.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have it. We don't have it from California.
No.
You got it from California?
No. It's
Milk bag.
just in Eastern
Yes.
Canada and some
You told
of
me
the
that story. I'm like, huh?
states.
We're going to the grocery store just so I can
wanna
show
see
you
it.
milk. Yeah, look at the van. Yeah.
So show us what's going on here.
Okay.
Actually, we need up the mic, so one of you has
Oh.
to be next to him.
I'll sit up in here. You bet.
Spontaneous. This is great.
This was, by the way, this was my favorite van, and still is one of my favorite vans. For the outside storage, the functionality. It's
Instead of the usual lounge seat. It did go down into a bed with a mattress that would go on top of the 2 seats that was stored right here. I don't have it in the vehicle right now. And then otherwise you've got a typical kitchen, 2-burner propane stove, a convection microwave, a large fridge with a good sized freezer. It's actually 5 cubic feet.
Giant microwave.
Most of this is
really
stock,
cool.
aside from this swivel captain seat. The other thing that's unusual is the permanent king-size bed.
King size bed.
So he did that,
Wow.
made it permanent instead of going into a power sofa or anything like that, simply because you end up with a more comfortable bed, and also you get a huge storage area underneath. So that's why he changed the back.
And look at
that
this
way.
design too, Scott. This pulled out, so you could actually just slide it out for dining. And
Yeah.
then I noticed, Jeff, did you take because what I loved about this, you guys made a drain in the floor for the water to drain, and you could use the whole aisle and the bathroom for your shower.
Right, so a lot of our models had what we called an aisle shower. So there was basically a track here that would hold a shower curtain.
Yeah.
And you would actually shower while you're in the aisle after opening up the bathroom doors. And the water would go into this lowered fiberglass floor and into a floor drain. I don't think I cleaned this underneath, so it might be dirty. Yeah, it's dirty.
Don't worry, that's good.
So it goes down into a floor drain. This vehicle doesn't have an aisle shower. Instead, it has a unique bathroom that's unique just to this vehicle. So you can take a look if you want to. Yeah.
No, because everybody's gonna ask. Can we get that?
What do you come back this way? Okay.
Oh, holy cow.
Yeah, so basically you can put the door across and create a privacy area to change, etc. back here. You can see it's got a toilet. It's all fiberglass. So you can.
There you go.
Okay, are we using the mic?
Yeah. You're fine. Talk loud.
Okay. So you can see you can do it as a sit-down shower or stand-up if you're not too tall. The shower hose is here. It's all in fiberglass, and then a little bit hard to tell because I'll close the door. When you're showering, the door goes in this position. You see it
cool
sticks
design.
out a little bit into the aisle, but it gives you more room in here. When the bathroom's not in use, the door goes in this position.
Super smart. Wow, that's cool. Thanks. Bathrooms. That's the second most important.
Now, Jeff,
Yeah.
in the day, because people ask me all the time, this was such a good van, the 210 Popular, 210 Versatile, the 190 Popular, 190 Versatile, and the
Right.
170. But then there was a time where all of a sudden we couldn't build no more. It wasn't due to the demand or the desire, it was due to the chassis, man. We couldn't get chassis. Was that correct, from Chevy anymore?
Well,
They
I
weren't-
wasn't involved with the company at
Okay.
that point, so I don't really know what the reason was why they stopped building Chevy models.
I believe that was the reason. But I just loved the designing that you did. By the way, you still got it.
Oh,
As far as the demonstrations and your passion.
It's like burnt into my brain.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Can we demo the trademark of Roadtrek, which is the 3 windows?
Yeah, so this one actually has 3 windows. It's just got sunshades on it right now.
So if you want to know a Roadtrek, when you're driving down the road and you see a van,
Yeah.
this is our trademark, and we
Three-
still
three
use
windows, yeah.
decals today, or decals in the United States,
Right.
just to show that as a Roadtrek.
That's so cool. I love that idea. This is really cool. What
Yeah.
a treat to be in here and get to meet you and
Okay, great. Yeah.
some of the founder of
Founder.
That's
And
really-
one last thing I'll share, which I find absolutely ironic and I find really cool, is Roadtrek basically was a father and son business.
Right.
And successful, and all these years and all things that have happened, ups and downs, we now have a father and son basically owning Roadtrek today that's running the company. So I privately owned, family,
Right.
and I
right.
think that's very unique but very powerful. So I'm grateful to be a part of that.
Right.
Part of that.
Yeah, and basically, my father actually had the company for 8 years, from 1974 to 1982, before I became involved. And it was still only 5 employees. Because he
Wow.
was busy, had his focus on the larger companies he had. He just bought the company to get a custom designed vehicle made every year or two. So it was more like a hobby. So he never put any effort into growing it. But then when I got involved, immediately with my summer involvement, the company started to grow because of the changes that I made. By the end of the 4th summer, we were at 30 employees, and that's when I started running it. And by 1990, we became the #1 selling North American camper van.
Yeah.
So we grew very quickly, but the growth was under my leadership. My
Yeah.
father just gave
Take
me
it.
a set, you run with it.
You did well.
He still continued to be involved with the design, and that was very important.
Well, it must be, how do you, I'm just asking on a personal level, it must feel kind of cool when you drove in today
Oh yeah, it's neat to
to see the vans that you actually supervised and ideas and put together, that you're seeing them in the parking lot.
Right.
I think
Except
that's pretty,
obviously for the newer ones. I'm not involved with the ones, that Rapido has been involved with designing.
But the older models, yes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, every time we came out with a new model, I was the first one to use it.
Right.
I would take it on its, maiden voyage and say, okay, this isn't quite working out as well as we thought, and we would change it. And you really needed to use the vehicles yourself to design them well. In fact, I used to serve on the boards of the Canadian RV Association and RVIA, the Recreational Vehicle Industry Association in the States. And at one of the meetings, it happened to come up about people using the products that their companies built. I was the only one in the room who used the products personally that the company I ran built. All the others like, I'm not going to go to camping. I'm going to fly to a resort in the Bahamas or something like that. And you could see by how those vehicles were built that the people designing them were not using them. Because sometimes you look at stuff, you go, that doesn't work.
Well, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate your father's inspiration because it's taken off the B-van industry. It was incredible, and appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you. And we'll talk again. I want to hang out a little bit.
Sure.
Awesome.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing your van. This is so cool. All right. Whew. Hope you enjoyed that, ladies and gentlemen. That was super cool. I want one of those.
Nostalgia,
It's
passion,
one of my
and design,
favorite
my
vans.
friend.
Always was.
Thank you very
Love
much.
that van.
We're going to take Mike and
Getting a drink of water.
No, no worries, no worries.
start at the dark gray one.
Let's go look at the charcoal chase, and let's see what we're doing 2006, so 19 years later. A couple changes. Yeah, cool dude.
That was cool, and that was cool.
Hey, everybody would be buying milk bags today now. Hey, we'll ship milk bags.
Milk bag, that just sounds wrong.
Dave, this is the 50th anniversary too. Give us a little tour, buddy.
Well, it's going back to the nostalgic piece that we were just in with the original Vanlife designer. It really comes back to having a product that holds up over the test of time. I mean, with our rally here today, we've definitely seen that if you build a unit right first time, they last. Customers are excited, they continue on their journey in their Roadtrek. As you can see with this rally here, you've got a ton of all of his original designs, right? Fast forward 2024, still family owned, operated, non-publicly traded, still putting an emphasis on quality, structure, research development, and a product that will stand tall in years to come if you build them right the first time, right? That's what we're known for, is a solid built.
Take it easy.
Right? But it's a passion that we are involved in meticulously all the way through, and I think that reveals itself.
Take a look at it, Scott.
Yeah, so I'm jumping in, and what's going to show us, so it's on the Ram chassis.
Ram chassis. We're going to have all the new Ram chassis. You're going to have the 24, 25s right now coming out. Got all your new 9-speed transmission. You got more efficiency. You got more torque on the new units, more safety features, so everybody always loves that. Our resiliency on all of our leatherettes. We've been using the same manufacturer. Now this is on our special 50th anniversary, so we did do something special. We did an Italian leather, which is very soft onto the touch, and it is real Italian leather, so people really enjoyed that.
And these spin around?
They do. So you've got two swivel seats, and you've got a table system here. So, typically when I'm out and camping in mine, I will always do breakfast and lunch in the front just to enjoy our campground.
So super easy.
Yeah, and there's just a ton of, proprietary things that we've learned from the past, brought into the future, such as that bathroom that he was talking about.
And you say something that it kind of reminds me. So I like to think of rooms inside the van. So if you got somebody that's in bed, you can actually put this up and work, eat, do whatever up front without disturbing the person back here, or vice versa.
Right.
So separation of space in a van is
multifunctional, multidimensional. So, it's not just, hey, we've got a twin. No, you've got a full front living room. You've got a rear lounge.
We go to the front one, Scott. We'll show you. I actually got one set up for you to take a peek at. And
perfect. Let's take a peek at the bathroom.
Yeah, I would like to show that because a lot of people have a false impression that it's a flush mounted door. I'm 6'1", 200 something pounds. A lot of folks will like to use this.
195.
A lot of folks will like to use this for storage, right?
Okay.
But with the proprietary design that we've carried over, I don't have to close it all the way. Right? I've got a latch system to where now I can stand, make my turn with my elbow, and not just on the pot.
Okay, give me the box. Let's see you sit down.
Sure.
Come on. And 6'1", 195, right? Come on.
Quiet now.
Hey?
Right?
Plenty of room.
It's plenty of room, right?
Open the doors and visit.
Yeah. The nice thing is,
Just sitting there.
What kind of toilet do you guys have in this? This is the play, right?
No,
No,
this is
gonna
a
be the
Chase
Chase.
50th anniversary.
Chase.
so you got
Yep.
dual waste management systems, most efficient, cleanest, sanitary way to exit the waste out of your coach. Macerator system's been in boat technology for decades. Low voltage, 12 volt, system, and then you've got a redundant backup system. Also, the brakes have got you covered with the redundant system on it.
Nice.
Just for the record, is 6'1" and 200. I couldn't get a rise out of
Meet
this
for
guy.
today. How's this working out?
We've known each other a long time.
Yes.
Oh, you want me to let me do that?
Real nice.
Yeah. Solid
cool.
surface
So if you're
countertops.
busy here, you got all
Yeah.
this room here, and plus the table here,
Right.
which is
Table there.
really cool.
Scott, for us, Roadtrek, it's about where passion and quality meet fit and finish. This is what we're known for: is the precise exactness, the details, no gaps, no seams, exact preciseness on all cuts. Everything's all CNC cut. For those of you out there that has always heard the word but doesn't know what it means, computer numerical calculation or computer numerical control. So it's exact.
Scott actually
Every
learned something today.
time.
I always say, did you know that? See the
CNC.
definition?
Sounds cool,
Dude.
right?
Can I get some of that, please?
Yeah.
No,
It is-
honestly, I didn't know the.
Yeah, it's just fun. I've been hanging out with the engineers too
Alberta
much,
boy.
and I'm not an engineer. I'm probably an Imagineer at best. But we really strive. Soft, closed drawers.
This is really nice.
Nice. I always have the customers look at the tolerances. Right, it's a 17-stage process to get these coaches built. They stop at each stage. It cannot go from stage 2 to stage 3 without quality control stepping in, having the details written out and having it signed off by that stage manager. So if it doesn't meet the 10 out of 10, it stays at that stage and critiqued, and then it moves on. So it's
even
a slow process.
See that in the style of plumbing.
Yes.
Which is
Right, you're not going to see any seam tape,
Yeah.
mud, putty, foam, curing the inconsistencies of the gaps. So we really try to be as precise and exact as we can. And I think for the consumers that come in and really look at the details, would you say, Mike, you can really see the difference when you touch, feel, and see.
So I always say it's all about the little things.
Right.
Whatever van you're going to choose or get out doing the van life. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah,
Whatever
100%.
van you're going to choose, we love the clientele and the family we have, but it is all about the small details. So whatever you're going to look at, no matter what manufacturer, please get in to all the cupboards and look at the small things that you don't see. The lipstick, I'll call it.
Yeah.
Look inside and see what the bones are.
peek behind.
Yeah,
Biggest thing I always like to tell the customers, you're buying how and what the motor home is built with. The chassis are the chassis. You have the Dodge chassis, you've got the Mercedes chassis. Those are all similar and the same, right?
Yep.
It's about the materials that are used and how they're implemented into the coach. There's only so many ways that you can create an environment without giving up something, right? So at Roadtrek, we want to give our consumers the most without giving the least amount of give-ups, right? We want to have the most features and functions. So when we give you the most freshwater capacity, 37 gallons, largest pantry of any Class B, largest front showers of any of the Bs, storage capacity. Now, something like this, Scott, just prime example what we do different. Why would we do a metal edging?
Because that's where it gets banged up.
Right, it's the right thing to do for our customers, right, Mike?
That's a good
Little
layout.
things, absolutely.
Little things that we do for our customers to keep the coach standing tall and lasting. And the customers can appreciate that. All of the cabinets are CNC cut and molded to the chassis, so there's no wasted space behind the cabinetry.
Super deep.
Right, and everything is bolted to the chassis, right? So over time, create the sweet sound, squeaks, rattles, and all that. So it's a fun process. We're passionate about what we do. Vitrifrigo fridge, one of the largest fridge, 1 cubic foot, 5.3 lower. Nice thing is it's adjustable. I don't have to put in micro milks, mini milks, and adjust my food or my grocery list to accommodate my fridge size. I can adjust my
And
shelves.
the placement above the knee is so cool. Mine's even the freezer. I have to get on the floor
Yeah.
to kind of find out what's going on. But this basement and it frees up this space.
Well, yeah, ergonomically
So,
friendly.
yeah, ergonomically
The
friendly.
functional,
Yes,
right?
high level.
I'm enjoying my family, my friends.
Here's a thumb up.
Outside.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is so great.
You know?
We're
Let's
gonna
go.
do
Let's go look.
Let's go check 'em out.
Q&A here in just a minute.
Sure.
So hang tight.
And again,
What'd you miss? Aaron, you missed the one of the founding members of Roadtrek. And
Oh.
that's a cool van. But
Jeff Hannemeyer.
Jeff Hannemeyer,
yep.
thank you.
Again,
Oh, God, look at the pot.
when the ergonomics meet efficiency inside this coach, this is what we're able to create. One of the largest pot pan drawers. We're not having to use micro-sized pans, mini bowls. We can use full-size, kitchenware.
So twin beds can make into a full.
Yeah, turns into a
Any
turns
idea
into
how
a
wide
king.
these are, Dave? Because these things are super wide. Typically
Right.
about 24 to 26 inches.
Yeah.
These are-
So this is just a little insert here, but I'll
So
got some
190,
seat belts on
61,
this.
is that what they built?
190, 6'1",
190.
and I've
Got tons of space.
and I don't know how many of you sleep like this, but I don't. But I always do that just because everybody completely length to length, and I'm like, do you really sleep like that? No, but I just want to see how long it really was.
So television.
Yeah.
Smartly placed.
But this, Scott, I always hand this to the customers because I think this is so important. Here, oh, don't get a splinter. Oh, you won't, because we do the right thing.
Sanded, yeah.
Right, it's sanded. It's a passion about what we do.
Yeah, that's
right?
really nice.
And it's wood, not pressed particle board, not laminate, not MDF, not OSB,
Not,
quality materials.
So you had to get that at Lowe's.
Right. Quality grade A plywood.
Quality grade.
Only the best for our clients.
And the trim AC, that's super nice.
Yes, sir. More efficient, low profile, less draw on your lithium battery system, longer life.
Molded ceiling is super cool.
Right.
If you guys want, let's look at the Sage one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got the table set up. Cushions out. And,
Mike?
and on the way, we'll just kind of point a couple things.
This, by the way, is where dinner is tonight. This looks like a wedding. Anybody getting married that you know of?
Nobody getting married, but I met a guy today. His name's Stoney. Okay,
Oh, that's a great. Oh,
So I was introduced to Stoney, and I asked him why Stoney, and I won't repeat why, but the guy plays instruments. He's 89 years old, has a Zion SRT, and he's got his instruments, mandolin. Tonight we have a band. I said, Stoney, I'm bringing you up on stage tonight. And his wife says no, and he says, I'll sing a song too. So nobody knows about that. So the wife does not want Stoney to play, but we're getting Stoney to play.
we're getting him on there.
Hey, this is a pivot, but what I want to kind of just give you what I want to point out is our pop top. Our pop top is I believe the best pop top in the industry with the skylight, but it's the room, the height of the actual pop top for room upstairs.
Let me just show them real
Take a peek up there, LED lighting.
You know, it was one of the things that we found in the marketplace, Scott, for the clientele. Obviously, at Roadtrek, we try to innovate. 50 years we've been building these vans, and it's one of those things where we adapt to what the clients need. So we found that there was a missing portion. There was pop tops that had started to be released by other manufacturers, but they weren't as functional or as large as we wanted them to be. So we went to our parent company, Rapido, to Nicholas and Pierre, and re-engineered their pop top here in Canada for our North American market, and we've basically been able to create the largest pop top in the Class Bs, proprietary to us. It's our mold. Largest bedding area, most headroom, largest visual stimulation for the size of the windows, breathability, anti-wicking, largest bedding system.
It's the little things, right?
It's all about little things,
Whenever
yep.
I see a pop top with the ladder always is on this side,
Right.
which makes this space completely unfunctional. Because grandma and grandpa probably are not scampering up the ladder,
Right.
so it's the grandkids. But with this placement here,
Yeah.
this table is very functional.
Yeah, it's good too when both the tables turn. Like,
Yeah.
I actually used one for a while as just an office. This really worked good for that chair that turns. So it's comfortable and you got enough room. So it's pretty cool. And that table does extension, and the table moves forward. It's clamped up right now, but
You got child tethers in there, so if we want to bring the little ones along with the trip, we can. Nice thing about this bathroom, it was proprietary for us, hence the name Pivot, that wall, if you want to show them on that. Yes, pull it towards you. And now we've got an isolated shower system, which is just great. And you can leave it open, but we wanted to give that option for the consumer.
put in the 6'1" guy
Oh,
too.
put it.
Let's. Hey, turn the light on there so we can have one right there. Touch that light, Dave. Oh yeah, 6'1".
Oh, you got the power on? No.
converter.
Sorry.
Nope.
Should have.
Wow, that is so awesome.
There.
I love
6'1",
It's great.
210.
Residential accessories. It's just
so great. So then Dave,
brush my teeth.
it's so cool.
For toilet, we've always had the macerator system, and we wanted to give that functionality to the consumer that wanted to be off the grid and wanted to have that cassette accessibility. So we built
Scott,
the
make
pivot.
sure you look at these nice power steps. Isn't that nice and easy to get out when you're controlling a camera?
And as Mike said, it all comes back to the small details for us at Roadtrek. Safety never takes a day off. So we do what's
that's
best
a
for the
good one.
customer, and we make it as safe and easily accessible for everybody to
good
get
one.
in and out of the coach, right?
What did you call it? Safety never takes
No,
a day off.
at Roadtrek, safety doesn't take a day off. Why? Because we care about our customers. So we're going to put the handle here. We're going to put the wide step, non-slip step, right? So it's easy and accessible for anybody to get in. If you've got knee problems, anything like that.
Little
it's more
dogs.
It's more pet friendly by all
Yes,
sense
little
because
dogs.
of the narrow step. They're a little bit intimidated to get in and out of the coach.
We had little
Shih Tzu?
no pause on the stream because the signal's not awesome here. I think we're back. We're fine. Okay, what's
What we got next? This is our Agile. This is a two-wheel drive. We're actually building the all-wheel drives right now. You can take a quick peek. This is the 2025 Agile.
This is on a Mercedes.
This is on a Mercedes 144-inch wheelbase. I think it's
It's
kind
a
of
classic.
a cool floor plan.
It's-
We've
it's-
actually my apologies. This is a 2024. The 2025, we did some changes in the front where the cabinet is. We're not going to get into that. That's kind of a little secret right now, but you perhaps will see it soon.
So we got quite a few people looking at Roadtrek Vans right now.
You know, rear lounge.
This guy likes the pivot.
Rear lounge, this is one of our classic staple pieces, the Agile, for that consumer that wants just a little bit more refined, a little higher end
Sure.
as far as that goes. So you get your Mercedes chassis, little narrower wheelbase, but a little taller. So that consumer that needs, nope, you got that little table, but just showing you
I'm
that
just
you've
giving
got
you more
a
headroom.
nice thing about it. It's a lazy boy and a recline sofa that turns into a bed, but it's multifunctional. It's not just up or down. You can adjust. You get off the trail, your back's a little sore. You got it. And you can adjust it to your own comfort. That's what makes it nice. Again, we use higher density foam so that it's more comfortable for our consumers to enjoy the experience.
This is a nice floor plan.
Yeah, and don't forget about the back, because we didn't put all of our batteries and everything in the back, so we were able to give you storage behind the rear sofa, so you can put in your firewood, you can put in your chairs, you can put in your little grill back here, so you still have some storage in the back.
It's convenient for size too, 19'7".
Yeah,
It fits in any parking spot. Yeah. Convenient.
yeah, the 144 has done really, really
We've got
well.
a few questions here, guys.
Sure.
So Pete wants to know, Scott, would you ask why they don't build on Ford Transit?
Coming soon.
Yeah, great question,
I can't disclose that,
You
but
said more than you should already.
that's exactly.
but you
Hey.
will see it.
Next question.
Okay, next question. Okay, what's
Okay, I just want to show you the Chase 50 again. So this is, I wanted to show you the two-tone paint.
Ah.
So we doing a personal choice. So we do white with a blue, a white with a mint green, a white with a silver. We'll do a granite with silver. We're trying to provide a little bit of a personal choice for personalities. So we had a lady, our first one in Tampa 2 years ago, we come out with the white and mint, and she just loved it. I said, so why do you like this? She goes, because it's different, and so am I, so we're meant to be together.
It's
worked out
something
good.
so fun. It's the personalization that you were saying, Mike. In the sea of Class Bs that are out there, we were sitting there thinking, we've been doing this longer than anybody. How do we give our customers personal choice to define their color, maybe their style? And so we came up with this idea to do this, custom paint accessory. So, this has been one of our most popular colorways, the white with the silver accent. And then what we did was we wanted to have something that gave it a little splash. So we did the sea foam. I like to call it sea foam. 'Cause
Sage.
It's soft. Sage.
Or mint, yeah, sage interior.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's-
let me just share something. When we first came out with this, scared me to death. It was like, wow, this is a different color. Man, did it turn out to be good.
Yeah, it's
Our
beautiful.
buddy Len McDougall, he works at the plant. He's our head of sales, good friend of mine. You probably see him at shows and stuff. He came out with these crazy ideas, and man, I thought he was crazy. He ended up being pretty brilliant.
Yeah, no, he's. So let me jump.
I just want to show. Yeah, come on in because I want to show you the function.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, so this is the functionality of this table. I can get in and out, right? I can use it, you know.
Swivel, but if I want to get up and get out, I don't got to take the top off.
It's a lagoon
style,
table?
but it's on a pedestal, which is
On a
sort of
pedestal.
unusual.
Right.
But the cool thing about this one is I like the functionality. So a lot of vans, you don't have a lot of counter space.
Yeah.
So I can use this for the counter space. If you make margaritas,
Oh yeah.
or if you
Make
make
them
lunch,
here, serve them here,
sell
charge
hot
them here.
dogs.
dude,
Yeah.
you could sell hot dogs.
Right. Or if we're doing the
Business opportunity.
we're doing the Thanksgiving spread, everybody grab their plate and come up and
You could have a glass of milk.
there you go.
from a bag.
Yeah, from a bag with a plastic lid. So, and then I can get out easy. But you know what the cool thing is? If I'm camping with my family or whatever, or I'm making lunch, I'm still a part of the situation, the conversation.
Right.
You're not looking at my butt if the kitchen's on this side. But this is pretty cool, pretty
That's
functional.
really love it. The color is really cool. I saw this. We had to do a shout out to Sunshine State RVs. We did a tour on this, and he called us out, and it's just beautiful. It's
Yeah, with that
just-
matte finish, it's
yeah,
just great.
It's so beautiful.
We actually
Show
had
us the.
two customers yesterday. I sent the video to Nick in Sunshine State. So 2 customers, they never met each other. They both bought last year at Tampa RV Show. They both bought the 50th anniversary with the white and silver and sage interior. They ended up going to a campground to try their units, met each other, became best friends. They traveled all the way here from Florida. They're both here. And they become friends with the exact same van.
Roadtrek Vans.
Isn't that
just
cool?
That's super cool.
It's super
And
cool.
Sunshine, we love Sunshine.
Yeah.
Just so nice.
Nick's okay. He's okay. I like that.
He taught you well.
He
He
taught-
taught you a van tour. Huge mirror, so important. Cassette toilet.
Not a cassette.
This is.
This is going to be your macerator system.
We're gonna show
Those
Dual
black
waste
tank-
management
Let's see
system.
one on the outside when we
Yeah.
get done on the inside. But again, little tiny things. A towel rack.
Towel rack.
Right? TP that's kind of not in the way.
TP.
And you just lift it off when you're showering. It's a beautiful.
And I'm going to show you something.
I'm always smitten.
I'm going to go around the back because I want to show the screen while you're in here, Scott. I'm going to show you the screen. You go ahead. I'll meet you in the back.
While he's going to the back, Scott, I just want to kind of reiterate while we're in this front area the different little things that we add in. So we call it the little pizza oven. Just utilizing the space, more storage. A lot of the manufacturers won't add this top cap piece in here. They'll leave it open. What we wanted to do is we wanted to add that in for just maximizing storage. You got some reading lights if you're on the road. But again, going back to the ergonomics and engineering, why do we do our placement here in the faucet? Because if I'm outside cooking, now I can fill my pot, I can wash my hands, it makes sense, right?
Pull off the overheated spouse.
Right. If it makes sense, that's what we're
You know,
into.
to your point, Dave, I always love to point this out. And I showed this to Nick, a good friend at Sunshine State RVs. This little thing here. So what most people would do is just make this straight across because it's easy, cheap,
Right. Yep.
doable,
Less
Right.
expensive.
less expensive. Sorry, but you guys took the time to do this in bevel, of course. But by having these extra couple inches here, gives you just a little more hip room.
It gives us one of the largest aisle
Visually,
weights,
yeah, it's-
right?
But
Especially if you're
there's-
210 pounds, you need more hip room. With this guy's
Oh, wait, there's more. This little piece here, again, the thing would have been to leave nothing.
Right.
Put nothing here. Or others might have put a piece of wood. You guys took the time to put a piece of glass, which is kind of a quality. that's a
Stainless
ergonomic,
steel, glass.
And
right?
it's a see-through thing, so it doesn't blur. There's a separation of space, but it doesn't block anything. It's super smart. And the birch of them, I just love this.
Right.
Okay, Scott, I
So,
bet
yeah.
you're going to lie in the bed because I really want your personal opinion. You know, this
Of the
is,
comfort.
this is truth if it
Yeah,
actually feels
right.
good. So you go in the bed, you tell me.
So I'm 160, 5'10".
5'11", 175, Scott. Come on.
Oh, guys, look at all this room. Holy moly.
You know the cool thing about these screens? I just figured this out. That these actually are 2 screens, so the sun doesn't beat in, but the air still flows. But I get people, if you're looking for a van, and the guy and person showing your van, tell them to be quiet for a few minutes and go inside, just check it out and feel it.
Yeah.
So if you're picking a van, go inside and feel it. Take your time. And this is a good feel. And it's open with the cabinet move, the concept. For 20 foot 9 inches, it really feels roomy.
Yeah.
Well, and again, Mike, that goes back to all of the cabinets, even the windows, everything being CNC cut and molded. So we're not wasting any space. So that's what gives us the most room in our coaches from left to right. And if you ever come in our coaches, stretch your arms out from left to right, and you can notice the difference. I mean, he is fully stretched and he's still not touching the walls.
It's easy, what, 3-4 inches?
Yeah, and he's, you know, we've got the under LED low voltage lighting underneath there. We've got the 12-volt 110 receptacles in the back. If you have sleep apnea, anything like that, machines you need to plug in, we've got that covered. On the 50th anniversary, we did add in a second Firefly system over Scott's right shoulder.
Hey, shout out to the sleep apnea
Hey,
people.
sleep apnea people.
I'm one of them.
We're here for you.
Yeah, I'm a sleep apnea. I'm a sleep apnea guy.
But
shout out.
you know, we do cut all of our own windows in, which is great because obviously we want to be able to enjoy our campsite or any of the beautiful locations that we're at. So we actually cut all of our windows into our coaches. So we do have the largest windows and the largest window openings because obviously we want to enjoy the beautiful places that we're at, right? So we cut all of our windows and it's automotive glass with tint.
Okay, I got Q&A.
Yes, sir.
Q&A myself. Okay, what do you like, Scott? What do you like about the van, you personally?
That's a great question. The lightness. My van is dark
The
inside.
brightness?
Yeah, the brightness. The lightness, brightness, with just a little bit of contrast. Now, if these are all white, it would be like too much white.
Right.
But a matching white fridge is beautiful. These are actually pretty comfy. I wish I had fabric. Mine have a Travados with this plastic, hard plastic, and when you're leaning on this at night,
Right.
it's this would be a much nicer feel. The beds are super wide. I wish I had my measuring tape. They've got to be at least 26, I think. Most of them are like this.
And you've got even some seat belts back there also, so if you want to travel with some folks, we can do that.
You know, I forgot it's Wednesday today, 50th anniversary Wednesday, where we're taking trade-ins today. Travados for Roadtrek.
So that's a good point. So I love my lithium system. So I got a big, powerful lithium system. It's one of the first couple off the line. People love the freedom. I certainly do.
Yep.
What do I like about this? Tell us about the freedom of the electrical package.
So cool thing, so we have an underhood generating system. 280 amp output. It's an oversized alternator that's directly charging a huge bank of battery power, which is 2 modules, 300 amp hours of lithium per module, so 600 amp hours. Then we're using a 3,000 watt inverter to turn that battery power into 110 to run the entire coach. On this one, we're using 300 watts of solar also. So what does that mean? What that means is every time I'm driving, it's charging my big battery power. And then I'm turning that into 110. So my fridge runs off of inverted battery power. All my lights are running off of battery power. My TV, my awning, everything. So I'm off the grid. I call it I'll use the example of a competition that doesn't use this type of technology. I call it a ball and chain. What that means is I get my keys, the paperwork, and I get a ball and chain with my van purchase. And what the ball and chain is my need for power. So when we talked about a CPAP user, I'm a CPAP user. If I'm in a competition van or another van, there are a lot of great vans out there, but if I'm with one without that technology and I get tired driving because I need to sleep with I need my machine, I have to continue to drive to find someone. I have to pay to buy power so I can sleep. And that's with Roadtrek. With your van, you don't have a ball and chain. You are free. So I don't need to make plans. If I'm in the driveway or I'm at home with my wife or your girlfriend, your partner, what have you. Hey, what are we doing this weekend? Nothing. Well, let's get in the van and go. Well, where are we going? Who cares? We don't need to make plans for power. We don't need to worry about parking because we fit in the average parking spot in North America, 21 feet. So there's freedom in that type of technology. You know, the interesting thing is Roadtrek started that. Like 15 years ago, we came, you know, the old president came up with this crazy idea based upon being in an ambulance. He was in an ambulance and had a serious, something happened and came revived and he took his mask off and asked, how are you running everything in this ambulance while we're driving? And they said, we use an underhood generating system. And then he took this idea. The entire industry thought he was crazy. I actually did too.
Yeah, well, you got to think about it, Mike.
And then he ended up being brilliant because everyone's now, doing that type of technology. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's unfreeing. It's completely untethered. I mean, people want the freedom of a van.
Right.
And you have the lithium package and it just unbridled freedom. And it's like being a teenager on your bike for the first time. You're like, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I get it. and this is great.
A little hippie too. You're kind of a hippie too, aren't you? A little bit.
I want to be a hippie.
Do you want to be
a cowboy? Hippie cowboy.
I'll
like
introduce
that.
you to Stoner later. That's singing.
Let's see if we got some questions. You did a great job. If you guys, if
Thanks,
this
Dave.
Roadtrek thing don't work out, you can be a cameraman.
Yeah, like you were saying, Mike, it's about usability, drivability, and accessibility to use your investment with as most ease as you can. So when you provide proficient 600 amps lithium, 3,000 watt inverter, the solar package, you've got now a full off-the-grid system. But what I always like to let the customers know is it's got that second under the hood gen, a micro quiet alternator system. It's not a high idle system.
Let's do questions.
Let's do questions. So, see people comment. So, yeah, sorry for the.
Hi, folks. How are you?
Problem. Seat colors. Oh, black tanks. So show us how your system on the tanks work.
I'll find the.
See if we
might
got
be
a key
there.
for
Let me
that
get
one.
the
And
key.
see if it's open. Yeah.
Might to work on something else. We talked about.
Hold on. Work.
That's a RAM thing. Somebody saying, wish RAM would come out with four-wheel drive version.
Mind you, I will say I do like the front wheel drive on this Ram 9-speed transmission, but I like the front wheel drive. It's the best turning radius in its class. I'm from Alberta, Canada, so we have a lot of winter conditions, and I rather have the front wheel drive than a rear wheel drive in winter conditions. So there are some benefits.
So Pete is saying,
Plus service on the Ram.
when he's buying his Roadtrek, he's going to buy a pivot slumber.
I got one right here for you. We're in Guelph, Ontario.
So then this is Betty. She's looking at Roadtrek meetups in Northern California. We have an Agile 2020 bought 3 months ago, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so Roadtrek International, there's the clubs all
Road-
US and Canada, right?
Correct, and Roadtrek International is actually here. The president of International is here. Great speech last night. So,
She did a great job.
yeah.
I think we got other questions. Can you ask about transit? We talked about that. All right, let's show them the tanks because I think
Sure.
this is pretty cool stuff.
Got a key? Was
And
there-
again, don't forget, when we're outside here, which is where I probably cook, 60% of the time, your quick disconnect propane is right here. Okay, so I can hook up my little Traeger, my little Blackstone, whatever it is. I got my propane fill here, nice, easily accessible. But again, it's the aesthetics for our coach. We're gonna put that lower body moldings on there, just as they did back with the classic, the original homage here to nostalgia. We're still keeping that clean body lines where everything is not exposed. You're not seeing all these inlets, outlets throughout the coach. It looks finished. So just little things like this, Scott, that we do just a little bit different. Even our freshwater inlet. When I get to the campground, it might be snowing, might be raining. Honey, where's the pressure regulator? I don't know. Well, you know what? We wanted to make it as easy for our customers as possible. We built the pressure regulator built into it. So it's one less thing when you get to the campground that you got to look for.
A little bit of storage in here, which is always great.
Yeah. And again, why do we do this? Metal edging, because we want it to last for the customer.
I'm glad you called that out. I never thought about that. But all my edges are banged up. Whoa!
Hey, that's what I said.
Hey, what do we got there?
That's a big
We're in the wild here too.
Oh,
I
this
think
is-
it wasn't.
This is everybody's favorite subject.
This is.
Definitely everybody's favorite subject.
So what are we looking
Okay,
at? I'm super
I want to just mention. Remember the little things, and be honest, Scott. Feel the quality of that hose we use.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
And you know why? Because our waste is very acidic. I don't want too many pictures, but our waste is very acidic, so it breaks down plumbing and stuff.
9
we
foot of
have
hose.
so we have to use the quality.
9 foot of hose. Nice thing is it has its own compartment for its hosing system. So you're not having to keep the classic Ziploc bag with your gloves and everything somewhere underneath the inside your coach or in a little tote or
I
whatnot.
thought we weren't painting pictures.
I'm sorry, I had to paint just a little one. I won't paint too much. But again, comes back to cleanest, most sanitary, most efficient way to do the job that everybody doesn't love to do, but with this system, it's the easiest and cleanest way to do it.
So how does this work?
So it's a 12-volt macerator system, so you have a gate valve here. So you've got a redundant system here because obviously if something breaks, we don't want to have our customer out not being able to not empty their tanks. So you've got
Or
a
if G.I.
traditional
Joe gets in
gravity.
the toilet and it stops, gets clogged in the macerator, you can you can dump it gravity.
Correct. So you've got a gravity waste and you've got the macerator system. So basically the macerator system has been in boat technology for decades, exiting the waste out of boats so it can pump uphill. But the nice thing is it still gives you that access if you're at a campground and you want to get to the trailhead and empty your tanks like you would in a cassette. I can go right into a toiletry or a gas station. Hey, Mike, you want to open up that front door? And your button on the inside of that front door.
Activate it right here,
Activates
Scott.
it.
There's an activation button right there. You hold it. It does the work for
Little
you.
12 volt. Or I can leave this in the ground just like I would my traditional gravity, right?
Yeah, that's.
And leave it set up just like I would my normal.
You know how many
hose.
times I've been to some place and the hole's here and the hose is over here. And
Right.
There's always the magic 2 feet. You can't.
got it.
And you're just, it's such, in the van, you don't, and they got the big, concrete pillar,
Yep.
so this would solve that. So tell us about macerating. I'm a little confused. So does the toilet chew it up at the toilet?
It's like a
bowl?
blender. It's like a grinder. So what it does, it
At
chops
this
up the
end or
waste
on
and
this end?
exits it out
No,
on
that
this
end.
end.
So on the
Yeah.
toilet?
Correct.
Yeah.
Grinds it up before it comes out. So it basically, it's like a.
Like slurry.
No, we
don't want new pictures.
We described it well. Let's not continue.
Yeah.
But you can open the gray after, which is the soap water,
Yep.
and flush it out.
Flush it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it cleans out the
Wow, I
blender.
really like that.
Make
Yeah.
the funnest situation out of a.
Yeah. And remember,
That's right.
safety does not take a day
Safety
off.
doesn't take a day off.
Or being sanitary.
That's right.
And you
Sanitary
can
doesn't take a
shower
day off.
outside.
But again, guys, look at it's
Oh, yeah, that's-
automotive glass.
You know, that's a cool thing. Do go look at whatever van you go look at, a show or a lot. Take a look at the opposite side, this side of the van. It's important. For instance, in your van, we won't mention
Not
that
taking
again,
anything
but
away
we
from
will
any of
talk
our
about
friends.
the windows. They're cutout windows. And we don't use the cutout windows that you put caulking inside. That actually does, the caulking comes out. So we kind of make it look good. Vans aren't cheap. Vans aren't inexpensive. So we want to give you a sharp looking finished van that it doesn't look plumbing hanging out or what have you.
But also keeping your integral heat or cool air inside, right? So we're going to put the automotive tint, automotive glass thicker, more resilient to be able to hold in the heat or the cold, and obviously more aesthetically pleasing, more HOA friendly. Doesn't look as much like a
See how easy
motorhome,
that-
if you will, but
Look
a
at that.
touring van. But again, for us, it's just the details. When you go around, and again, when you're buying a van, go around and look at the details. It's all about the details. It takes these guys probably 20 minutes to just tape this off, Matt. It's not mudded on. It's done with passion. It's done with purpose. Same here. I mean, our friends over at Truma make a great product. So we've gone to the AquaGo and the Vario Heat, which make the system work more efficient, more quiet. Little Bobby's going to be on this side of the coach. He's not going to have any hot elements here, so it's going to still blow your hot air out, but just more efficient. And one of our biggest proprietary things is we are under lock and key. Been doing this for years. People love it.
Merchandise? You don't sell, you should sell them. You start shirts. Safety doesn't take a day off. Hey, 10%.
That's it.
10%. Well, let's call her. Let's
Take some out.
Hey
Q&A.
Scott. Hey Scott. I did
Hold
want
the
to. I
decals.
did want to point that out.
The three,
hold on.
Yep.
the three decals and decals. Decals, Canada, decals in the United States.
The great piece of homage that we're bringing from years where we were just at with the original designer back to 2024. Still, as you're going down the road and you see those Roadtrek owners and you get the three fingers, it's like, hey, you're one of us. You're part of the family.
Where are you, by the way, where are you from?
Florida.
Oh, you're from Florida.
Yeah.
So it's
I'm super excited about that.
it's decals. No,
No, they don't decal.
it's decals.
Let's go with decals.
Decals.
The A makes it the E a long term. This is kind of cool. Not too often you see the Canadian.
Yeah.
American normally.
Yeah, good eye, man.
Yeah. So thanks to include this.
Yeah.
Well, guys, let's turn this around and we'll do a sign off. So
Come on over, Dave.
get my long arm out there. I don't know.
How do we do a sign off?
Just thank you. So we're
Thank
gonna
you.
Let's just check the questions real fast. Now I can't read it. The sun. Hold on. Can you turn the heat? I need to wear my glasses for this. Can you turn the heater if the something is? I can't. Can you read this?